respected viewers, dear family of dreamers, beloved listeners, imagine for a moment that life is a river endlessly flowing, carrying us through moments of scarcity, waves of fear, and currents of unexpected opportunity. And imagine that somewhere along this river, you stand at the very edge of a beginning, with nothing in your pocket, not a single coin, not a single investment, not even a clear map of where the path might take you. And yet, destiny waits quietly, whispering that your future is not bound by the zeros in your bank account, but by the courage you summon in this exact moment. Let me take you there, to the place where most of us begin. From nothing, from doubt, from the weight of bills, of dreams deferred, of ambitions whispered in the night while the world slept. Many of us have felt that sinking, quiet despair when the numbers on a screen or a balance in a wallet seem to mock our aspirations. The fear of starting, the anxiety of failing, the shame of borrowing, scrimping, or working tirelessly with nothing to show for it. That feeling is real, and it is human. I remember a story of a young soul working long days, carrying exhaustion in his bones, yet dreaming of a life of financial freedom. He tried small businesses, sold homemade crafts, invested in ideas that seemed brilliant at first but crumbled under the weight of inexperience. And every failure felt like a reflection not just on his actions but on his very worth. He was convinced that money was a treasure he was simply not destined to touch, until one quiet evening, sitting in a dim room with nothing but a notebook and a fading pen, he realized something powerful. The failures were not punishment. They were lessons. A curriculum designed for him to learn patience, discipline, and the hidden art of delayed gratification. Beloved listeners, hear me when I say this. Wealth is not born from windfalls, luck, or inheritance. It is forged slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, in the mundane choices, in the small victories, in the decision to save $1 while the world spends 10. To wait when impatience begs for instant results. To learn when pride tempts you to quit. This is the soul of financial rebirth. To take nothing, and through intention, vision, and consistent action, to build everything. Many of you may recognize the voice of fear, the one that whispers, "You cannot start because you have nothing. You missed the market. You're too late. You are unworthy." That voice is normal, but it is not your destiny. Your destiny is written in your actions, in your refusal to be paralyzed by circumstance, in your willingness to start with zero. Because starting with zero is freedom. It strips away illusion, it strips away excuses, and it shows you that the only currency that truly matters is discipline, vision, and the courage to endure. Let us consider the lessons of early failures. The times when money slipped through our fingers because we chased trends without understanding or invested in ideas that promised overnight glory but delivered heartache. Those moments sting. Yes, painfully. But each sting carries a hidden gift, the gift of awareness, of wisdom earned in sweat and disappointment. The understanding that real financial growth is not glamorous. It is steady. It is intentional. It is patient. It asks you to plant seeds today, water them diligently, and wait, to trust that in time those seeds will sprout into trees that will bear fruit far beyond what you imagined. Respected viewers, many of us have lived in the poverty mindset, the belief that money is scarce, that opportunities are limited, that failure is final. This mindset is heavy. It keeps the mind small, the heart anxious, and the spirit tethered to fear. But know this. Every master of wealth once sat where you sit now, staring at the emptiness, questioning if it was worth trying. And yet they chose to shift their thinking, to see potential instead of scarcity, to understand that small, deliberate steps, repeated consistently over time, are the engine of financial transformation. Dear family of dreamers, imagine waking tomorrow with nothing, but with clarity, with purpose, with the discipline to start again. Maybe you begin by tracking every penny, learning to save even when the world encourages spending. Maybe you begin by educating yourself, consuming knowledge like a farmer tills his field, preparing for the harvest that comes only to those who sow deliberately. Perhaps you start a micro-business, a service, a skill, and you do it with patience, knowing that success is never immediate, knowing that the real test is not speed, but persistence. And here is another truth. The journey will be uncomfortable, lonely at times, full of sacrifices that the world may not see. You will need to resist the temptation of instant gratification, to avoid the easy shortcuts that promise quick results but deliver empty satisfaction. You will learn to embrace delayed gratification, to invest time, energy, and attention in things that grow quietly, invisibly, under the surface, things that will one day flourish into freedom, abundance, and security. Beloved listeners, do not fear starting with zero. Embrace it. It is the canvas upon which your masterpiece will be painted, the moment that teaches you more about your character, your patience, and your vision than any instant success ever could. The stories of struggle are not failures. They are the backbone of eventual triumph. Each small, consistent act, saving $1, learning a skill, offering a service, investing in knowledge, compounds like interest on an account you never see growing. And over time, you will realize that nothing is wasted, no lesson is lost, and no effort is too small. The financial life you dream of, the one that feels distant, maybe even impossible, begins in the quiet moments, in the decisions, to stay disciplined when no one is watching, to choose growth over comfort, to believe in the power of time, compounded effort, and unwavering focus. Even a single dollar invested in learning, a single connection nurtured, a single moment of patience, sets in motion a chain of events that can transform everything. Remember this: fear of starting is normal. Fear of failure is human. But nothing in life worth building was ever created without courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of fear. Starting your financial life with nothing is not shameful. It is sacred. It is the first step toward reclaiming your freedom, your dignity, your purpose. The first step toward rewriting the story of your life, one choice at a time, even in poverty, even in failure, even in moments when hope seems a distant memory. Remember, consistency beats intensity, patience outlasts impulse, and vision outshines circumstance. Your story is not defined by the zeros in your bank account today, but by the choices you make. Starting now to learn to act, to endure, and to believe. And so, dear family of dreamers, as you sit here, perhaps tired, perhaps uncertain, perhaps burdened by the weight of past mistakes, know this: your financial rebirth is possible. It begins with the decision to start, with zero, and yet with all the courage, discipline, and vision your heart can summon. Because money at its core is not wealth. It is a reflection of your patience, your consistency, and the clarity of your purpose. And with that understanding, even a single dollar, wisely chosen, invested in learning, or saved against tomorrow, becomes more powerful than a fortune, squandered without intention. Because true wealth, beloved listeners, is built quietly, humbly, over time, with respect for the process, with reverence for discipline, and with faith in the power of delayed gratification. And so, as we continue this journey, beloved listeners, let us step deeper into the quiet, often unseen work of building wealth when the world tells you nothing will come of it. It is here, in the silence of patience, in the invisible grind of consistency, that true transformation occurs. Many begin with enthusiasm, burning bright, rushing toward the dream. But very few understand the sacred art of waiting, of moving forward when results are invisible. When you plant a seed, you do not demand flowers the next day. You water, you nurture, you guard it from storms, and only in time does it break the soil and reveal its beauty. So it is with your financial life, with your investments, with the skills and habits that compound quietly, invisibly, inside you. Think about the value of emotional discipline, the ability to resist the urge to spend impulsively, to resist the excitement of trends, to stay grounded in principle while the world chases novelty. It is this discipline, not luck, that protects your wealth and nurtures growth. The small daily acts, saving a little, learning a little, refining your craft a little, are invisible, threads woven into a fabric that will one day be strong enough to hold your dreams. Beloved listeners, understand this. The sacrifices you make now will be invisible, sometimes even lonely. You may forgo a night out, a flashy purchase, or the immediate thrill of consumption. But in exchange, you receive something far more valuable: control over your future, a foundation built with intention, patience, and vision. Those who chase instant gratification rarely taste lasting abundance. Those who endure quietly, consistently, eventually awaken to a life where money serves them, not the other way around. Consider the silent victories: a dollar saved when no one noticed, a lesson learned from a failed experiment, a skill honed in solitude. These moments, seemingly insignificant, carry the weight of compounding power. Like a stream, slowly, carving a canyon, your small actions carve pathways to financial independence. And it is here, in this quiet, deliberate labor, that the true mindset of wealth emerges. It is not about the quick wins, the flashy successes, or the applause of others. It is about building character, patience, and resilience, about understanding that your value is not measured by the zeros you start with, but by the consistency, wisdom, and courage you bring to the table every single day. Every failure, every disappointment, every "I can't" becomes a stepping stone. Every dollar earned, saved, or invested with purpose becomes a brick in the foundation of your financial freedom. Respected viewers, allow yourself to embrace the invisible work, the silent grind, the delayed satisfaction. When you act without immediate reward, when you learn without recognition, when you save while the world spends, you are building something far beyond what the eye can see. You are building freedom, peace, and security. And nothing in this world can give you more profound fulfillment than that. And yes, there will be days when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers that this path is too long, too hard, too lonely. But remember, even rivers carve valleys over time. Even mighty oaks grow from tiny acorns. Consistency, discipline, patience, and vision. These are the forces that turn zero into abundance, that turn struggle into triumph. Your mindset now, the way you see money, risk, and opportunity, will define your next chapter. Shift your focus from what you lack to what you can create. Shift from fear of failure to curiosity about growth. Shift from longing for instant results to reverence for long-term progress. This shift is subtle, but it is powerful. It is the difference between wandering in frustration and walking toward purpose. It is here, in this quiet labor, that emotional discipline becomes your greatest ally. The ability to act without applause, to save without recognition, to invest without immediate reward, to refine skills while the world chases instant results. This is the practice of inner wealth, the cultivation of a mindset that no storm can shake, no failure can derail, no fleeting trend can mislead. Because your foundation is built on principle, patience, and vision, respected viewers, remember that consistency is invisible but unstoppable. The small acts you repeat daily, reading, saving, investing, learning, improving, compound into results that eventually become undeniable. A single dollar invested wisely grows exponentially over decades. A single skill mastered opens doors previously unimaginable. A single habit of discipline transforms your entire trajectory. And when compounded with time, the results are not just financial, they are personal, emotional, and spiritual. It is in the invisible work that your character is forged, your wisdom is honed, your confidence grows, and this inner Wealth prepares you for the outer abundance that will eventually follow. The calm that comes from knowing you are acting with purpose, the peace of understanding that time is your ally, the quiet joy of seeing patience rewarded. This is the ultimate richness. There will still be moments of doubt, moments when the results are unseen, when the world seems to reward shortcuts rather than steady effort. But do not be swayed. Stay grounded in the process. Trust in the discipline you have cultivated. Believe in the vision you hold for your life, and remember that the true measure of wealth is not in flashy displays, but in the serenity, confidence, and freedom that comes from knowing you are building something real, lasting, and meaningful. Beloved listeners, as you continue on this journey, hold these truths close. Every small, disciplined action matters. Patience is not passive. It is the quiet force that multiplies everything. Sacrifices made today are investments in your future. Peace and freedom. Emotional control and consistency are more powerful than luck or talent. The journey is invisible, but the results, when they come, are undeniable. And in this knowledge, in this steady, calm understanding, you begin to feel the inner peace that no financial statement can measure, the awareness that you are no longer a slave to circumstance, that zero is not a limit, that struggle is not a curse, but a sacred teacher, that patience, discipline, and vision are the truest currencies. As you walk this path, as you rebuild step by step, dollar by dollar, skill by skill, know that every quiet effort is aligning with the destiny you are choosing. The freedom you seek, the abundance you dream of, is not a distant illusion. It is being quietly constructed by your own hands, guided by your own vision, strengthened by your own discipline. So breathe in this calm confidence. Feel it settle deep within you. Know that your journey, though unseen, is unstoppable. That your sacrifices, though quiet, are powerful. That your patience, though tested, will be rewarded. And that your vision, though still unfolding, is already shaping the life you are destined to live. Respected viewers, dear family of dreamers, beloved listeners, starting from zero is not a limitation, it is a sacred opportunity. A life built on patience, discipline, and vision will always outlast shortcuts, instant gratification, and luck. Your financial freedom, your inner peace, your abundance begins today with the courage to start, with the faith to endure, and with the quiet certainty that your efforts, compounded over time, will bear fruit beyond your imagination. Because true wealth begins not in the bank but in the heart, not in numbers but in vision, not in chance but in the courage to start, even with zero. And in this courage, in this patience, in this unwavering focus, you will find not just financial freedom but inner peace, calm confidence, and the profound satisfaction of knowing that you are the architect of your own destiny.